cannot out-medicate a piss-poor diet. You're not going to take some magic drug that's going to overcome you sitting your ass on the couch and eating Twinkies and bonbons. Hey everybody, what's going on? This is your host, Dr. Jeff C. May, and welcome to another episode of Doctor's Orders, advice you should actually take. And do we have a show for you today? Yeah, it's going to be a real good show. It's a really good show today because in today's show, we're gonna dive into the keys that are actually going to get you healthy and nobody's talking about. I say that a lot because what people get on the news is this glorified sick care, stick health in your arm or shove it down your throat with a pill. It just doesn't happen that way. So we're going to give you actually definitions in today's show, definitions on how you define health. Not what the TV says, not what some fake doctor on TV says. It's literally, you're going to set up a definition for yourself, for health, and be able to move towards it, functionally measuring change. Like, that's a powerful thing. You guys may be sitting there thinking, man, that doesn't sound that exciting. Listen, this could be the most exciting and powerful show you ever listen to, because when you change your health, you change the wealth in your life. You literally have so much potential inside of you, and I'm not going to go too far down that road because I'm getting hyped up already, but I will tell you that definitions do matter. And right now, did you know that when we take all of our information and our definitions from a sick care paradigm? What do I mean by that? I'm saying a paradigm, a school of thought, a foundational premise in terms of, hey, you're healthy as long as you don't have heart disease. You can go to the doctor right now. Here's the true story. You go in, get a physical, okay? So let's just say, Farmer Joe, good old Midwest Minnesota here, goes into his medical doctor after his wife has nagged him for a good 6 months. But he's like, hey, I'm going to put it off until after harvest. This time of year, he's going to go in, going to get a physical. Someone said it should be a good idea. So the doctor takes his height and weight, says, yeah, you know what? You could probably lose some weight here, but let's take your blood pressure. We're going to draw some blood. We're going to do a cholesterol check. We're going to check your blood sugars. We're going to do a series of baseline tests. And, a few days later, now in today's world with technology, it's a little quicker. A few days later, Farmer Joe gets his report back in an email. So his wife opens it up because it actually went to her email because he really doesn't have an email. And the results are in. Hey, his cholesterol is within the normal range. His blood pressure is normal and blood sugar is normal. All those things, he's healthy. Yet the doctor doesn't take into the fact that he's on 4 to 5 different medications. He doesn't sleep well at night. That he stresses about the weather constantly during season and planting and all those things. He couldn't walk a mile to save his life because his knees hurt, and he's carrying about 40 to 60 pounds of extra weight. Now, would you say Farmer Joe is healthy? If you took all these things into play and say, is Farmer Joe healthy? You'd say no. But his numbers come back normal. You see, the sick care paradigm puts you in a box where as long as you don't have these lifestyle diseases or these chronic diseases or whatever it may be, you're healthy. Well, that's just not the case. That is just not the case. And so definitions absolutely matter when it comes to health. Did you guys know? Here's a fact for you. Did you know that you have a 70% chance of dying in the United States of a lifestyle disease, of a disease by the choices you make day in and day out? 7 out of 10 deaths in the United States every single year are from chronic lifestyle diseases. How nutso is that? Like, we literally are killing ourselves. And it's by our choices. This is another one that really got me irked up, and I was going to come on the show here today, and I'm going to give you guys some powerful analogies here in a minute, because we're going to shift this. This is going to be actually some advice. This isn't just ripping and negativity. We're going to get some positivity in here, but we got to face the facts first. If you ever want to make it a functional change, you got to look at the facts. What are the facts of it? And over the last 40 years, get this, the last 40 decades, chronic lifestyle diseases have been diagnosed 4 times higher in kids. So basically over the last 40 years, there's been an increase four times the amount of chronic diseases that have been diagnosed in kids. And don't give me all this, we're just getting better at recognition. This isn't our kids, people. Are you trying to tell me that genetically we're programmed to be sick? Like, you cannot tell me that in the last 40 years our genetics have changed so much to the fact that chronic diseases are being diagnosed 4 times higher in kids. And you're not going to tell me, actually, you may tell me, I'm just not going to listen to you because you're wrong, that if we're getting so good at diagnosing this in the last 40 years and it was here before that and it's genetics and it's all those things, no, it's bullcrap. It's 100% lifestyle. And did you guys know that the number one determining factor in whether you're going to express health or you're going to express sickness and disease at some point in your life is your lifestyle choices? Your lifestyle choices. No drug. Here's you cannot out-medicate a piss-poor diet. You're not going to take some magic drug that's going to overcome you sitting your ass on the couch and eating Twinkies and bonbons and binge watching, some stupid show on Netflix that will never add value to your life. You're not going to take a drug that's going to give you more self-esteem or overcome the lack of satisfaction you have about your current conditions. No drug will ever do this. And the fact of the matter still remains, you cannot catch and you cannot spread chronic illness. It's a choice. It's a choice. And you're like, man, Dr. Jeff, you're a little fighter. You're a little feisty. Yeah, it's been a minute. I think it's been about 6 or 7 days since I recorded a podcast. This stuff builds up inside of me. And so I want to give you one of the most powerful analogies I've ever come across. Now, this isn't my analogy. I could give credit to Dr. James Chestnut, a wellness doctor out of Canada, who's been in the game for a long time. And if you think I'm feisty, you should listen to this guy. Phenomenal guy, so check him out. But his fire department analogy, hands down, is the best analogy when we are going to face sickness paradigm versus health and wellness paradigm. And it lays the foundation of moving forward from today after you listen to this show, send it to a friend, whatever you're going to do with it. It's going to lay the foundation to your choices in the future. And you will no longer be able to look at your choices in the same way when you realize this. So let's set it up this way. So here's the thing. We're going to take the fire department, and for this analogy, allopathic medical medicine, like that paradigm, is going to be the fire department. Now, the medical doctors serve as the fire department, and let's just say chiropractors, wellness practitioners, those type of practitioners, they're going to be the renovation and maintenance experts. So here's the scenario. In this, your mind and your body are the house. Okay. So let's say, heaven forbid, but your house catches on fire. It's an emergency. The sirens are going off. All the people are running around. It's a crisis. It's an emergency. Who are the people you're going to call? You're going to call the fire department, or you're going to call the renovation and maintenance experts? Obviously, you're going to call the fire department. Now, what will they do when they get there? What will they get to do when they get there? They're going to pull out their hoses. What are the tools they have to work with? They're going to have axes. They're going to have hoses. They're going to be spraying things down. They're going to break down your walls, the doors, chop down anything they can. And then they're going to soak everything. They're going to soak everything down in water. And if you're lucky, if the fire department got there in time and they didn't make any big mistakes, they're going to save the life of your house. And for that, you should be extremely grateful. Now, what's left? Well, it's a freaking mess. And it's time to clean up. And so your house truly is in worse shape than it was before the fire ever started. Would you agree that in that scenario, your house is worse off than before the fire started? So who are you going to call next? And every time I do this at a workshop or a speech, people are like, your insurance agent. Okay, say you've called your insurance agent. But who are you really going to call after that? You're going to call the renovation and maintenance experts. And what tools do they have? They're going to have hammers, nails, paint, probably extra wood, all of these things, and they're congruent with their goal to restore and maintain the function of your house. That's what you want. See, there's no longer an emergency. There's no longer a fire, but the ingredients that the renovation experts brings are what your house needs for healthy function. Now, here's the crazy thing. Here's where our TV doctors are coming in to play. And we're just going to call him Fireman Fauci. I don't know. I just thought of this hypothetical name. We're just going to call him Fire Master Fauci. Say, what if that fire department has convinced everyone, including themselves, to judge the worth of the restoration and maintenance experts according to their ability to put out fires. So what if the fire department has convinced everyone, including themselves, they're going to judge the renovation and health or maintenance and renovation experts based solely on their ability to put out fires? Now, obviously, the restoration and maintenance experts are going to look pretty incompetent trying to put out a fire with paintbrushes and hammers and nails. Like, it's not going to happen. Now, the fire department could, with scientific accuracy, tell everybody how incompetent the restoration and maintenance experts are at putting out the fires. Easily. They can say, look at these idiots. You're going to really call these people? They're trying to put out a fire with a paintbrush? This is asinine. This won't stand. This is ridiculous. They are witch doctors and voodoo doctors, That's what you're going to hear. Now, the fire department could demand scientific evidence. Like, how are you going to restore and maintain this house? Show me how you can put out a fire no matter how hard they tried. No matter how hard they tried, the renovation and maintenance experts would never be able to show that they were competent at putting out fires. Now, I hope you're sitting there, whether you're watching this way or listening to this while you're driving, wherever it may be, I hope you are sitting there thinking, but yeah, how good's the fire department at restoring or maintaining a house? Think about this. The fire department, Fire Chief Fauci is going to look just as stupid trying to maintain the health of a house and restoring a house if he shows up with a bunch of axes and fire hoses claiming that they're going to improve the health and function of the house with the crisis tools. It's pretty crazy. And science would show that too. Science would show, hey, no matter what, the fire department sucks just as bad as maintaining the house as the maintenance experts do at putting out the house fire. So who's better? Who's better in this scenario? Well, here's the thing. Neither of them. Because you need both. You need both the medical part. I don't think we need Fireman Fauci. Personal opinion, just so you know. But we do need that medical system when there's a crisis. When there's no other resort, we need firemen in this country. We have the best emergency care system in our country than anywhere else in the world. Now, the problem is we started looking to that system to do both. Handle the emergencies and make me healthy. It's not built for both. And I hope you're seeing it through this analogy. Now, the goal, even though drugs and surgery exist, I put this up on our Facebook today and our Instagram. You guys can go check it out at Advantage Health Center. But even though drugs and surgery exist, your goal in life should be never have to need them. You should never have to need them. I've never met anybody that says, yeah, man, I'm really looking forward to taking more drugs and having more surgeries. It's always a last result. Now, the health and restoration and maintenance experts should be the last resort for an emergency, but the first and only result for real health. And your goals should always be to utilize them regularly. This is chiropractic. This is exercise. This is nutrition. These are the fundamental foundational building blocks to how you actually build real health. Now, if you're sitting there thinking, man, I've been treating my health, Dr. Jeff, like I've been calling the fire department, trying to tell them to rebuild my house. And they've just been showing up and soaking it down more, and all it's doing is rotting underneath. Yeah, those are called side effects. Those are called side effects on every medication. Has multiple side effects. And if you're on 2 to 3 different medications, try and do the math on how many possible side effects you could be experiencing. That you turn around and you go back to the fire department and they give you another axe. They give you another fire hose. They give you another drug. And you're like, well, this doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. And inevitably, it goes into that mental state where they say, it's just in your head. And now you own this sickness or disease. And you say, well, I'm just going to have this the rest of my life. I'm just going to try and do everything I can to enjoy life. And you sit there and you just continue to sedate yourself. It could be drugs. It could be alcohol. It could be porn. It could be gambling. But you find a way. You're just trying to get a dopamine hit when all underneath you are just sick and tired of being sick and tired. I've seen this over the last 14 years. And see, here is the beautiful part. When you realize that there are systems set up to actually restore and maintain the integrity of your house, your mind and your body, and you start asking the question, what does my mind and body need to be healthy? You have just asked the most powerful question and the first step in moving towards true health and true wellness. Remember, health definitions matter. Definitions matter. And if you are just gauging your health on how you feel, you are missing out on this huge part. 90% of your nervous system is about function, not feeling. There's a little less than 10%, according to the research, but about 10% of your nervous system will tell you how you feel or if you're hot or cold. The rest is running your body in a functional standpoint. Wouldn't you want to know how to make sure that system is running well and utilizing that? And that's what it's all about. Remember, you cannot catch or spread chronic illness. I don't know, maybe this is too difficult, or maybe it's not political enough, or maybe it's not maybe it doesn't sell enough vaccines. Maybe it doesn't sell enough drugs. Maybe it's not backed up by enough marketing. The pharmaceutical companies will spend 19 times more on marketing than they do research. There's 80 drug commercials every hour of every day. And you wonder why we're the sickest country overall. We take more pharmaceuticals than any other country in the world combined, right here in the good old US of A. That's not health. And that bugs the absolute daylights out of me. So I want to encourage you guys, out of today's show, here's your action steps. Here's your advice you should take is start defining health for you. I don't care what age, sex, race you are. Start determining, say, hey, this is what health means to me. It means I'm properly hydrated. It means maybe I can walk down to the mailbox and back without being out of breath. Start setting health definitions for you. Maybe getting off certain medications. Maybe actually, what if you actually started giving your body what it needed, removing toxicity and deficiency out of your life, and actually started adding things that you needed in a sufficient and pure level? What if you didn't need as many medications if you're on right now? What if you started sleeping better? What would that do for your relationships? What if by simply doing a few things, getting hydrated, walking every day, talking to a chiropractor, and getting your body in alignment, what if just those 3 things saved your marriage, saved your job? What if you're on the brink of divorce or the brink of being fired because you're an absolute a-hole and you don't know why? Maybe it's because you've played the sickness game for so long that you're just ready to hang it up. This could save a life. And it does each and every day when people make these decisions. So your assignment today is to define health for you. Look at your life, look at the results, what you've got. If you got to get naked and look in the mirror and you don't like what you see, make a health definition that it is something you want to achieve. And start backfilling in actual things that build health, and stop calling the fire department every time you want to be healthier, because the only thing you're going to get are more hoses and more axes, and you will never achieve real health. That's the doctor's advice for today. The doctor's orders from Jeff C. May, advice you should actually take.